So this is actually a question I get all the time. I think I have seen more questions ab- about my relationship with my parents, and I've made other videos in the past about it, but um, I don't know if I've ever solidly made a clarification video, and if I've had, it's probably lost somewhere on the page. But it says, can I ask how you feel about your parents today? I can't imagine doing this to my child because I decided I wanted a boy or a girl. Heartbreaking. I do not speak to my mother. My mother not only is one of the biggest reasons why the surgeries took place, but my mother also would make fun of me. And they would make fun of me about the surgeries, but never actually told me it was surgeries. They would just make really horrible jokes that, unless you knew what was done to me, they'd go right over your head. You would kind of sit there scratching your head like, that's a really weird statement to make. Like, my mother has told every one of the partners that I've ever been with that they can thank her for what's between my legs, and why it is the way that it is. That I would have made a pretty little girl, but my father just had to have a son. That my sister had a better mustache than I ever could get, but I had better boobs, so it was a trade off. That my sister should have been the boy, I should have been the girl. Like, really weird comments. When I found out all of the information, my mother confessed, and as I've said, quickly threw my father under the bus and said it was all his fault and he wanted a son and she had no part in it. It was all him. Basically, like my dad was sitting back with the medical professionals doing some nefarious Dr. Evil shit. Um, and 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 I just don't speak with her. My mother is a very toxic person, and I do not talk to her whatsoever. I do have a relationship with my father. My father does kind of dodge things with the fact that he was working all the time, and that part is true. Like, I can verify, when I was first born, my father was working three jobs and going to college. He worked for two different ambulance services and was a respiratory tech and actually an orderly part time at a hospital while going to school to further his education in respiratory. So he was gone a lot, but it doesn't mean that he never changed one of my diapers. And he kind of acts like he never knew anything that was done down there whatsoever. He has apologized to me for it. He has said he should have asked more questions. He shouldn't have been so trustworthy of my mother. Um, there we go, throwing her under the bus. But he very much so has apologized. Um, tells everyone that he has three daughters. My older sister, who he adopted, because we have different fathers. My older sister and I do. Myself, and then I have a little sister who is 21 years younger than I am. So he tells people he has three daughters. When I changed my name from what they gave me at birth to what it is now, because I obviously am going to reject that name, because that name was attached to all of that surgery that was done. He very much so supported it. Like, my father quickly, even before everything was changed, was, what is it? What can I do to help? I cannot believe this happened. Like, he very much so was very supportive. Um, I still have my issues, but yes, I know. Long answer, but yes, I talked to my father only because of the work that he has done to try to apologize for what he was a part of. So I hope that this answers that question, for so many people, because I get it a lot. And I also get, are my parents still together? No, they divorced when I was 21. So yeah, long answer.